Hi, I'm Andre with a review for you, Butter Reviews. Tim Burton's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Did I get it right? So let me just be honest, I saw this movie very strangely, okay? I went to a footprint ceremony for the director, Tim Burton. I got invited to go, and I thought I was just gonna go see him put his hands into the cement, everyone applauds, and you go in and see a special early screening of the movie, and that was gonna be it. But then the person that was running the event that invited me was like, hey, guess what? Surprise, you're gonna get to meet Tim Burton. I was like, what? Don't worry, it was not anything magical. We're not like besties or anything like that. It literally went like this, like, hey, what's your name? Andre? Andrew? No, Andre. Andre, here's Tim Burton. Hi, Tim Burton. Hi, Andre. Nice to meet you. Take picture. Click, click. Next! And that was it. A good 10 seconds of time with Tim Burton. 10 seconds with Tim. But it was still an awesome moment. It was a cool ceremony. Winona Ryder showed up. The author of the book that the movie is based on, he showed up. Everyone's all hyped. The hype train is going. I'm ready. Let's do this movie. And the hype kind of stuck around for a little bit. I'm gonna give you the good, I'm gonna give you the bad, I'm gonna give you the nerdy. I'm actually gonna give you the bad first and then the good. So first the bad. The movie starts off pretty strong. I like the opening of this movie, but as it carries on through the first two acts, you can see exactly what this movie is trying to be. It's trying to be that next young adult novel turned into a movie to become a franchise that they can give you, so they can add that to your young adult novel turned to movie belt. Like Hunger Games is over here, Harry Potter's over here, Twilight's over here, Divergent's over here, and then here comes Miss Peregrine's. But like, can I get on that belt? Step aside, Percy Jackson, make some room, Lion Witch, Wardrobe, Chronicles of Narnia. Hey, Miss Peregrine's here. The storyline for this is not really all that complicated. It's pretty straightforward. Even the whole, how are these people having these special powers and how they live in this world that no one sees them, it's pretty easily explained. You can understand it. So what the movie tries to do instead is that pretty cliche thing that I see happen in movies, and I'm not really a big fan of it, where they could just have a scene where they could explain everything that's going on and be good to go so you can just enjoy the movie. But instead it does that whole like, I'm not gonna really tell you all the information up front. I'm gonna be very cryptic about, oh, go over here. Oh, look at this thing. Oh, here's a clue. Oh, I can't tell you that yet. Oh, just see what happens. Just tell the person what's going on. It sometimes just bugs me with that type of storytelling because you know at some point they're going to break down and tell you all the information. So why are you being all cryptic up to this point? If a kid is already at this place, seeing all these people with powers, seeing this fantasy thing go on, I think he can handle the information at this point. Just put it out there. Also, once you kind of get to see the magical world and you're all excited about it, the movie sometimes feels like it needs to go back to all the stuff you saw before, all the setup stuff. Like, let's show more of him with his dad and him not understanding his dad or his dad not understanding him. And it's like, we got it. We're good. Asa Butterfield, I think he's a good actor. I think he does good work, but sometimes he's directed to not really give a whole bunch of emotion to things, particularly things that you think that somebody at that age, at that time experiencing this would probably be a little more excited. He's normally usually just like, wow. Oh, how are you not freaking out right now? Think about Daniel Radcliffe. Think about that first Harry Potter movie when he got that wand in his hand, when he found out he was a wizard, when he went to Hogwarts and saw all the magic that was going on. Look at his face the entire time. He's just like, oh my gosh, wow, this is amazing. Oh my goodness, this is my life now. Oh, and Asa Butterfield in this is like, yeah, that's cool. Oh, wow. Oh my. Oh, wow, we're underwater. Oh my gosh. Oh, you have special powers. That's something. Like, emote! I'm not saying he's gotta go off the rails, but just a few times he just seemed a little subdued for crazy stuff to be around him. And maybe that was the intent they were going for, is like, let's make you the straight man while everything else around you is weird. But this is a guy experiencing this at a young age, and particularly a guy who's not been really happy with his life and had some things happen to him prior to him seeing this world. I just feel like there should be a little bit more excitement there. That's all. Also, doesn't help that he lives a pretty normal life. Like, Harry Potter was trapped in a closet like he's R. Kelly. So when he goes off to Hogwarts, he's like, this is amazing. I love this. This is wonderful. Asa Butterfield's character in this movie, he's got parents that love him. You know, they're trying to figure out why he's sad all the time. They're helping him out. They're getting him sent to a therapist. He's got a granddad that really cares about him and tells him all these magical stories that maybe somehow related to what he sees in the future. Oh, the biggest thing about him is that, oh, some kids pick on him at school, make fun of him while he's at work. Oh, it must be terrible for you. You need this fantasy world to make you feel special. Now for the good. So the third act goes through a complete tone shift. It completely changes the movie at this point. It goes from being Harry Potter light, the stuff you've seen, the cliche ways you've seen these movies done, to just straight up Tim Burton land, like crazy wacky Tim Burton. Not like even that recent Tim Burton, but I'm talking about that old school 80s Beetlejuice, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Edward Scissorhands, 89 Batman Tim Burton, like that crazy stuff. Wacky jokes, like weird jokes, quirky humor. We get Samuel L. Jackson just going all ham. You get to see all the Peculiars use their powers really extensively, like they work together, they become like a superhero team. You even get like a Jason and the Argonauts stop motion style of thing happen in the movie at this point. And I have a feeling there are gonna be some critics who are going to say that they do not like this part because of how crazy it gets. For me, that was the most entertaining part of the movie. That's where I felt like the director, Tim Burton, really got to show what he's best at. You get the other cliche Tim Burton stuff too. You get the everyone looks pale. You get that main girl that looks like she's an adult but also looks like she's a kid, and she's got the wide eyes. And she's basically clones of all the women that Tim Burton has had in his movies in the past. I swear he makes them in a lab. But in that third act, you get all the stuff that you loved about Tim Burton from the jump. It's all there. I enjoyed it. I laughed the most in that third act. I was more up in my seat, like what's gonna happen next. It brought me back to the movie. It got me more energy, because in that middle part, you almost lost me. The first part got me excited. The middle, I was literally getting close to bored. And in that third act, I was like, we are back. Welcome back, movie. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I love the kids in this. Like all the kids that have the powers. There's this one girl in the movie that has like major strength, like she's really strong. She's the best. You can tell she is just having a blast. Like this is the best role she's ever had in her life, and she is living it up. But they do a really good job. Some of them, like I say, they play that cliche, I'm Tim Burton female with big eyes, but they at least are entertaining, and they're at least having fun with the special abilities and gifts that they have. Like I said, at the point it gets full X-Men, which makes sense because it's a 20th Century Fox film, but it's fun. And Eva Green, man, woo! Eva Green is, woo, she, not only does she look great in this movie, but she is such a talent. She's so great. I love her character in this. Her style is great. Her timing is great. Just everything about her. Like when she's on screen, you just like light up. You're enjoying the movie so much when you see her. And Samuel L. Jackson, boy, you know, again, I think some people are gonna criticize him because he gets very Samuel L. Jackson in this movie. He don't drop the MF like he does, but he gets that Samuel L., just how he delivers lines, that weird sense of humor that he has. It's all in there. And thank God that it is, because he's having fun with it. Samuel L. Jackson is one of the ways that this movie completely sets itself apart. He definitely brings color to this movie. That was a bad choice of words. He definitely brings color into this movie, and sometimes he's the only one that brings color into this movie, you know what I'm saying? And now for the nerdy. There is a cameo in there that was like, I saw you. You tried to be quick, but I saw you in there. The whole young adult fantasy novel turned to movie is getting to the point now where it's becoming a genre. I feel like this movie, for the first half, or the first two acts, plays it safe. It tries to do the very conventional things that we've seen before in those movies. But when it gets to that third act where it decides, hey, we're gonna still be in that type of genre, but we're gonna do it our way. For me personally, that's where I think the movies shine. And the movie as a whole is passable, it's watchable. But when I watch that third act, I kind of sit there and go, man, what if the entire movie was kind of like this? It would have been a risk, and some people might not have liked the risk, but I think that in this day and age, with so many of these types of movies that we've had, it's better to take a risk, which you may end up being a success, than to try to be conventional, where you're just more of the same and you feel like a carbon copy, or even worse, you feel like a lesser version of another film that's like this. There you go. That's Miss Peregrine. So let me know if you're gonna go see this movie, or if you did see it, let me know what you thought about it. And if you had any kind of peculiar power, what would you want to have? Or what do you already makes you peculiar? Who knows? Maybe you already peculiar. Maybe you are a mutant. I don't know you. You might be a metahuman. You might be a ghost. I don't know. You might be a clone. You may be the clone girl with big eyes that came out of Tim Burton's lab. What are you? If you're new here, please subscribe. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000. Chain chomp yomp.